Hi, this is Jerry, ForexTradingMagic.com. It's now 9:41 a.m. on Tuesday, September 16, 2014. Okay, this is a redo of the Australian dollar, US dollar. Appears there were some volume problems on the earlier update. So we'll redo. Okay, now, first thing we want to do when we look at a chart, of course, is determine the direction of the trend because that's the direction that we want to trade. That's not to say that we can't profit counter trend, but when a surprise occurs, it usually occurs counter in the direction of the trend. Right now, most pairs are in a counter trend position, so we'll just take it where it lays. All right, the trend is down here, okay, but we can see here by yesterday's bar and Friday's bar, we had volume deceleration down into buying. If selling is going to break through this buying here, we want to see acceleration down to here. Okay, the market. You see here, when you see long bars in one direction like this, big bars, that means the market is running. Okay, the market or the man on the chart is just like you. It's either running, okay, it's either walking or putting on brakes or reversing, okay. So here, when you look and you see lower volume, okay, and price continues down, okay, that tells us that, okay, at the close of this bar, okay, we see on this bar he started walking. We know that because we close with a lower volume here, okay. And now here on this bar, yesterday we closed with lower volume once again, and you see, but now look, the gold letters, the gold numbers rather, okay, they are short sellers, okay. So what we had yesterday was a price volume divergence. A price volume divergence, what, when price is, when volume is going one way and price is going the other. Okay, here this is a short seller bar. Okay, so it should be going down, right? But it didn't. It closed up. Okay, so volume is heading south. Okay, and price is heading north. That's a divergence. Okay, when you see a divergence, and particularly at a buying level, okay, that tells us that the market wants to go up. Okay, and we had the first clue here on the close Friday here when we had lower volume, and then yesterday the volume divergence says, okay, start looking for potential up move. Okay, now from an order flow perspective here, we know that these short sellers, they've got their stops above here. Okay, so now we see that overnight we peaked above the high here, right? And so some of these short sellers got out here, even though price went back down to test. Okay, and that's to be expected. You see how I went all the way down, almost stopped out any longs below here. Okay, but it did not. Okay, because now when you watch the video on the action and reaction principle, once price peaked above here and triggered some of the shorts, okay, then there's going to be a reaction usually, okay, especially counter trend if it's a counter trend move. Okay, so it peaked above, reacted, and that's when you see that, when you see the swings, okay, on the action and reaction principle, okay, the arms on the balance beam scale. When you see that break there, that's when it starts rocking. Okay, so that starts the reaction. And now, if we're looking just from a daily standpoint, we want to see a close above this level, and particularly when we see that there is long-term selling right here, that, and this is why price is struggling, to get above here, right? But that it really wants to get above here. If we look at it from the 4-hour perspective, here we can see. Let me. Okay, so here is the bar. All of these bars, okay, shorts, right? So we know shorts are setups for buying, right? So if we get above here, that triggers these stops. But now since this is the newest high bar, okay, we want to get above this bar too on the 4 hour. So this is our key bar because this is a buyer's bar, right? We know buyer's bars are setups for down moves if price falls below them, okay? So, but when price is moving up inside of a buyer's bar, okay, if it gets above the high of the buyer's bar, these buyers have no reason to sell, do they? If it gets below there, they're ready to bail out. If it gets when it's above there, or even inside the real body, they're not really concerned because most are not in a losing position or in a small negative position. Okay, so uh, the long and short of it is that okay, we need to get above all this in order for price to go up. Okay, and you see how here when price actually dipped below this buyer's bar here and triggered some of the stops, but you've got long-term buying right here to keep it up. Now, from the downside, okay, right now the way it's set up, okay, in order for price to give us a down signal, really we need to get below the low of this particular bar here because it's a seller's bar, right? So on the way back down, okay, it's support because all of these short sellers, when price popped up here, all of them didn't get out. Okay, all of them didn't have their stops there. So they're losing when price got back down here. They start buying to close out their positions. And so in order for price to go down here, we need to get below single bar support, which is this bar. Because if we get below this bar, and we will already be below the long-term buying, and now to get below the local buying, we need to get below the low of this bar. Because if we get below the low of this bar, there's no more buying until we get here. Okay, so that's the long and short of it. And let me see if there's anything else I want to say about this. Okay, just one more thing. Okay, we know that when the trend is down, okay, and price starts moving up, right, then once we see the retail traders enter the market against the trend, okay, price will usually go and take them out down. It did not do that. Okay, so the arrows you see are the retail trader bars. Okay, the blue, okay, are the buyers, which they are now sellers because once they enter the market, how are they going to exit? Okay, once you enter the room, you can only enter the room one time. Okay, now the only thing you can do is exit. So counterintuitively, when you see a buying bar closed, okay, that's now a selling bar. When you see a selling bar closed, that's now a buying bar. Okay, so all right, this is Jerry of ForexTradingMagic.com, and I hope this one will get through to you. Thank you.